Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Bonnie's Kitchen. Wondering what kind of a week you've had. Mine's been kind of rough. So sometimes when I try to push myself when I'm not feeling so good or that, I do things that cause me to relax. And, and something that would just maybe bring some life back into this old body of mine. So today I'm going to bake. So I find baking very relaxing, therapeutic, and not only the mixing of everything, but the smell of everything. So join me today because we're going to make Amish apple fritter loaf. I have some apples that I got to use up and I don't want to throw out, so that's what's inspired me to bake this. So join me today and let's get baking. Okay, when you're in my kitchen, I carry through just like I would normally do. So join me and have some fun. So what I've done for this apple fritter bread, I've already chopped 2 cups of apples, and to that I've added a teaspoon of ground cinnamon and a tablespoon of white sugar. So I've got that ready. And then I've already buttered, greased, or if you want to use your vegetable spray, use that, a loaf pan. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm using my food processor today. I have down here, I don't know if you can see it, is my big crock of flour. You see that? Needs to be filled up, but that's always at my feet. So I'm ready to go. So here we go. So what I've got, I'm gonna do the batter first. So in this batter, I have 1/3, a half a cup of margarine or butter, whatever you have. I'm gonna put that in my food processor. And to that, I'm gonna cream 2/3 of a cup of granulated sugar. So this is a 1/3 cup and 2/3. And we will cream that. I'm wondering what you do to maybe get yourself going, to get motivated. What are the things you do? This is one thing that I do, is bake. So now what I'm going to do is that's creaming. I'm adding 2 eggs. And cream that. Okay, to that batter that I'm mixing here, I'm adding about a teaspoon of vanilla. What you heard is the beep of my oven, and I've preheated my oven to 350 so that it's all ready to go. Now, to that, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of flour. And it also calls for 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So I'm just going, and what I like to do is add my baking powder to the flour. So 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to add to my flour mixture. And I need a just mix that. And now that once that's creamed, I'm going to add a half a cup of milk. I don't know, at this time of the year or any time, the smell of cinnamon and that is just so comforting, isn't it? Nutmeg. So it's so good. All right. All right. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in my loaf pan, I'm going to spread half of this batter in the bottom. Do you love apple fritters? Oh, we have a bakery just not far from here. And I'm telling you, when I go there, if those fritters are warm, it's the hardest thing to resist. So I'm just putting a little bit of that batter in the bottom. And then on top, I'm spreading half of my apples. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is pour the rest of that batter and spread that as evenly as you can on top. You know, baking is not hard. It doesn't take long to pull a small cake. And you know what? Even if you don't do it from scratch, pull out a cake mix. Add a few extra goodies to that cake mix. And make it your own. Just enjoy it. Now what I'm going to do is the rest of the apples, I'm going to spread on top. And I'm just going to push that down. Now, in this bowl, I have a 1/3 cup of brown sugar and a teaspoon of cinnamon. And I'm going to sprinkle that all on top. And I'm going to pat that down. Okay, so this is going in the oven, probably about 45 minutes. I will keep checking it when it comes, a toothpick or a skewer comes out clean, you know it's done. So it's gonna go into the oven and we'll see what it looks like when it's done. All right, everyone, well, here's my Amish apple fritter loaf, and it took about 50 minutes in the oven, but I have a convection oven, so probably you should, if you have a regular oven, you should do maybe an hour. And I let it cool in the pan for about 30 minutes. And then when it was cooled, I made a glaze. And the glaze was a half a cup of icing sugar and a tablespoon of milk. And that was just drizzled over the top. So there you go. Use up your apples and enjoy that. Give it a try. I'd love to know if you do try any of these recipes, and I'd love to hear from you. So you have a good day, and Enjoy every moment of your day. God bless. Bye for now.